Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Y.S. Rajput, working as amateur scientist at Animal Biochemistry Division, National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal. Today, I will be teaching you the technique of affinity chromatography. Module on affinity chromatography is covered under two different parts. This is part B of the module. It is advised that students learn first part A and then proceed to part B. Affinity chromatography is useful step in overall purification strategy of protein. Only requirement is availability of ligand which has specificity for target molecule. Several inert supports with different chemistry are available for linking ligand. Spacer is attached towards one end of ligand. This enables ligand to acquire flexibility. Also, steric hindrance between support and ligand is reduced. This helps in efficient interaction between ligand and target. Binding capacity of matrix is high and thus affinity columns are of low bed volume. Thus, affinity chromatography can be completed in short duration. Because of these several advantages, affinity chromatography is widely used for purification of proteins or any other molecules. Matrix is inert support for coupling of ligand. It should not interact with molecules which are to be separated. It should have functional groups to which ligand can be conjugated. It should have open structure. It will help in maintaining good flow during use. It should be mechanically strong. This will prevent distortion in matrix during use. It should be stable under the conditions of use. Saffrose is widely used matrix. It is a trade name of cross-linked beaded form of agarose, a polysaccharide polymer material extracted from seaweed. Its brand name is derived from separation Pharmacia agarose, where Ac represents from separation, PHA refers to Pharmacia, and ROAC refers to agarose. Saffrose has been modified to suit the particular requirements for each application. In affinity chromatography, the particle size and porosity are designed to maximize the surface area available for coupling of ligand and binding of target molecules. A small mean particle size with high porosity increases the surface area. Increasing the degree of cross-linking of matrix improves chemical and mechanical stability. Saffrose matrices with different degree of cross-linking and bead size are commercially available, and these are named as Saffrose high performance, 6% highly cross-linked agarose, Saffrose 6 fast flow, Saffrose 4 fast flow, Saffrose Cl6b, Saffrose Cl4b, Saffrose 6b, and Saffrose 4b. Matrix ready to use format are also commercially available. These are N-hydroxysuccinimide activated saffrose or cyanogen bromide activated saffrose. In N-hydroxysuccinimide activated agarose, aminohexanoic acid is linked to hydroxyl group of agarose by epichlorohydrin. Then carbodiamide is allowed to react with, and this results in formation of O-acylurea. This ester is unstable. N-hydroxysuccinamide then reacts with O-acylurea ester and semi-stable NHC ester is formed. Protein containing primary amino group can be linked to semi-stable ester, and in the process N-hydroxysuccinamide is released. The matrix is stable at high pH. In cyanogen bromide activated agarose, cyanogen bromide reacts with hydroxyl groups on saccharose to form reactive cyanate ester groups. The proteins through primary amino group can react with cyanate ester bond to form isourea bond. The method is an alternate to N-hydroxysuccinamide activated agarose. Cyanogen bromide is hazardous chemical and is handled in safety hood. Ligand must contain functional groups which can be modified to allow coupling of ligand to matrix. Ligand must bind reversibly to target. The dissociation constant for ligand-target complex should ideally be in the range of 10 to the power minus 4 to 10 to the power minus 8 molar. Dissociation constants greater than 10 to the power minus 4 molar are likely to be too weak for successful affinity chromatography. Dissociation constant lower than 10 to the power minus 8 molar will require harsh dilution conditions, and these may inactivate eluted molecules. If several functional groups are available in ligand molecule, coupling of ligand by group least likely to be involved in specific affinity interaction is to be preferred. In purification of large size molecules such as protein, ligands may bind deep into molecule. This is likely that ligand is unable to access the binding site of target molecule. It will result in low binding capacity due to steric hindrance. In these circumstances, a spacer arm is interposed between matrix and the ligand to facilitate effective binding. Spacer arms must be designed to maximize binding, but to avoid non-specific binding effects. The length of the spacer should be optimum. Ligand with short arm will fail to bind target molecules. If spacer arm is too large, proteins may bind non-specifically to spacer arm. Spacer arm is not generally needed when larger size molecules is used as ligand. Immunoaffinity chromatography utilizes specific interaction between antigen and antibody. Any molecule which is foreign to blood circulation and its administration results in synthesis of protein molecule which has ability to bind with the molecule. The administered molecule is referred as immunogen and synthesized protein is called antibody. Antibody can also bind to molecules other than the immunogen, and such molecules are referred as antigen. The interaction between antigen and antibody is highly specific. Antibody produced by animal in response to immunogen are polyclonal antibodies, which are mixtures of different protein molecules but have binding affinity for antigen. Monoclonal antibodies can also be prepared. These antibodies are advantageous over polyclonal antibodies. Monoclonal antibodies of desired affinity can be selected. Primary amino group of antibody or protein antigen can be coupled to N-hydroxysuccinamide activated or cyanogen bromide activated saccharose. The interaction between antigen and antibody is non-covalent and is achieved in phosphate buffer saline or tris buffer saline buffer. Elution can be achieved with buffer of low pH or high pH. However, pH of eluted buffer must be neutralized immediately for maintaining protein in native form. Metal ions such as zinc, copper, cadmium, mercury or transition metals such as nickel, cobalt, manganese can be attached to imidodiacetate or tris substituted agarose. Thiol group of cysteine, imidazole group of histidine, indole group of tryptophan in protein can bind with metal ions through coordinate bond. The number of coordinate bonds will determine the strength of interaction and retention of protein. Protein with low number of coordinate bonds will remain unbound and will be removed in washing. Bound proteins can be eluted by lowering pH or addition of chelating agents such as EDTA in elution buffer. Cibacron blue F3GA is a trizine dye having conjugated rings and ionic groups. The dye has affinity for some protein. Hydrophobic and ionic interactions play a role in providing affinity for dye for some proteins. It has not been possible to point out which protein will bind to dye while which other protein will not. Dye is cheap, can be coupled to matrices and is stable. Since which protein will bind to dye cannot be predicted, interaction between dye and protein is ascertained with trial and error methods. Neutral to slightly alkaline pH is kept for binding of protein to immobilized dye. The dye can be immobilized on saccharose 4b. Bound protein can be eluted by salt gradient. Lectins are proteins that have recognition for carbohydrate. These are produced by animal, plants, molds. Since these bind carbohydrates, these have affinity for glycoproteins. Different lectins recognize different carbohydrates and thus these will be specific for particular glycoprotein. Lectins exist in polymeric form, most of them being tetrameric. Subunit of lectin may or may not be identical. Each identical subunit will recognize only one particular carbohydrate. Lectin comprising of two different subunits will recognize two different carbohydrates. Lectins of plant origin are commonly used because of their abundance in pea and soybean. These can be immobilized on cyanogen bromide activated or N-hydroxysuccinamide activated agarose. Immobilized lectins are also commercially available. Interaction between lectin and glycoprotein is not ionic and therefore binding of glycoprotein to lectin column can be achieved with removal of salt after salt frictionation. Bound glycoproteins can be eluted by change in pH, use of carbohydrate elution buffer, use of borate buffer or addition of ethylene glycol in buffer to reduce hydrophobic interaction. After binding of target molecule to column and removal of unbound material, bound material is to be removed. This step is called elution. elution conditions used for collecting bound material is called elution method. It is preferred to leave column in an environment of elution conditions for certain period before continuing elution. This gives more time for dissociation of ligand target complex, and this also helps in improving recoveries of bound substances. pH brings changes in degree of ionization and thus can change ionic interaction between ligand molecule and target. Change in pH can also bring change in conformation of ligand and target molecules. This will disrupt interaction between ligand and target, resulting in release of target molecules. Matrix ligand and target should be stable at the change in pH. If pH is low, fractions are collected into the neutralizing buffer such as 1 molar trace HCl. This brings the pH of fraction to neutral pH range. The column should also be re-equilibrated to neutral pH immediately. Ionic interaction between ligand and target molecules can be easily broken by using buffer containing sodium chloride. A linear gradient of sodium chloride or fixed concentration of sodium chloride is used for elution. Since buffers of neutral pH range are used during elution, elution molecules will retain biological activity. In competitive elution, ligand or similar molecules is added to elution buffer. Bound target molecules compete for ligand molecules linked to matrix and free ligand molecules in elution buffer. Usually, competitive molecules are small sized molecules, and these are removed by dialysis or gel filtration for obtaining target molecules in pure form. Conditions that are used to lower the polarity of eluent promote elution without inactivating eluted substances. Dioxin up to 10% and ethylene glycol up to 50% are typical of this type of eluent. Chirotrophic agents can disrupt hydrogen bonding network between water molecules and reduce the stability of native state of proteins by weakening the hydrophobic effect. Chirotrophic agents include guanidinium hydrochloride, guanidinium thiocyanate, urea, thiourea, lithium perchlorate, lithium acetate, magnesium chloride, butanol, propanol, ethanol phenol, sodium dodecyl sulfate. Chirotrophic agents can be added to elution buffer to elute bound target molecules. Dear students, by now you must be very clear the basis on which the affinity chromatography works. When we have a ligand molecule which is specific for the target molecule, then only the affinity chromatography can be used. If we do not have a ligand which can recognize a target molecule, affinity chromatography cannot be used. This is essentially required when we have a biological systems where so many specific interactions are there. So ligands are possible. I have given a number of examples in my earlier presentation that a number of ligands could be used for the preparation of affinity media which could specifically recognize the target molecule, and that's why whenever the specific ligand is there, it is essential that we must use this concept of affinity chromatography in purification of the molecules. Purification of molecules is very simple, so this should be very clear. The extent of purification is very high. So these are the two added advantages of the affinity chromatography over the other chromatographic techniques, and we must say that this is the method of choice when you have a ligand and when ligand is attached to support material. If we want to have a highly efficient system, then a special arm is also added, so that the interaction between the ligand and the target is flexible and no steric hindrance takes part in the interaction between the ligand and the target molecule. I will say that this technique you must use it whenever you have a specific ligand against the target molecule. In my remaining presentation, I will be focusing on the problems encountered in affinity chromatography. Once we say problems, these are all bench problems. Whenever you perform the affinity chromatography, what are the problems which you usually encounter on the bench? So I will be presenting the problems and their solutions in the form of slides. So that means whenever you face a problem, you can use those guidelines for resolving your bench problems. This slide shows the cause of problem and their solutions. One such problem could be that sample does not bind to affinity column. The cause for this could be sample has particulate matter. In that situation, one should filter or centrifuge the sample. Column should be clean. Repeated suspension of matrix after removal from the column in binding buffer can help in removing this problem. The other cause for the sample does not bind to affinity column could be altered structure of protein on storage. In that situation, always use the fresh sample. In continuation of what we have discussed, the observation that the sample does not bind to affinity column, the cause could be the pH and ionic strength of binding buffer is incorrect. Then solution should be fresh buffer should be prepared. Protein sample can be dialyzed against the binding buffer. Other reason for this problem could be the column is not equilibrated with binding buffer. In that situation, one should equilibrate the column with at least 3 bed volume of binding buffer. In continuation of what we have discussed, the problem could be that the sample does not bind to affinity column. There could be a reason that more sample is loaded. In that situation, it is better to minimize the sample load. Other reason could be microbial growth has occurred in column. For that, it is better to discard the column or never leave the column in buffer without a preservative. The advisory is that use 20% ethanol or buffer containing 0.05% azide. Microbial growth during run of the column is usually not noted. Other bench problem could be that sample does not elute or elution is incomplete. The cause for this problem could be protein is degraded during run. If that is so, then use protease inhibitors during extraction of protein and also equilibrate with binding buffer containing the protease inhibitor. Another solution could be avoid using protease inhibitors during elution. Other cause for this problem that protein is precipitated during run. So in that situation, it is advised to use the chiotropic agents. The problem which is noted sometimes relates to sample does not elute or elution is incomplete. For that, 2 reasons have already been explained. The third could be that activator in sample extract is removed as unbound fraction. Solution is measure enzyme activity in under optimum conditions. Other cause could be elution occurs at low pH. Collect eluted fractions in neutralized buffer such as 1 molar TrCl of pH 9.0. The problem on the bench which could be observed might be related with the flow rate, that flow rate is retarded. The cause could be filters are clogged. So advisory is that replace the filters. Other cause could be sample is precipitated or sample has particulate matter. Advisory is replace the column or check stability of protein in equilibration buffer. Another problem could be that air bubbles in column. This could be that buffers are not degassed. So advisory is that buffers may be degassed before use. Another cause for the air bubbles in column could be that column and buffer are at different temperature. Advisory is warm up the buffer stored at low temperature to room temperature. Another observation could be that bed is compressed during the use. The cause could be pressure used during the run is higher than pressure used for packing. Advisory is use similar pressure during packing and run or repack the column. Dear students, if I want to summarize what we have discussed today, I must say that the technique of affinity chromatography is a technique of choice. Why we want to say it is a technique of choice? It essentially means that this technique has potential to purify the molecules to the extent of several thousand folds in a very short duration, and the kind of interaction between the ligand and target, which is specific, makes this technique very suitable for specifically isolating the molecules in the native form. So whenever we use the affinity chromatography and the requirement is that is for the negative molecules to be purified, then this technique will remain a matter of choice. Also, I must say that this technique is also having some problems. If we do not have a ligand, we cannot make a affinity media. So search of a ligand is always essential, and that will depend what target molecules you have in mind. If ligand is there, then we must couple to the inert support for obtaining the affinity media. Nowadays the affinity media are commercially available. Even the columns packed with the affinity media are also commercially available. So if these are available, these can be directly used. If these are not available, then one can make the affinity media by conjugating the ligand molecule to the affinity support, and one can pack into the column. It is not a difficult process. Overall run of the affinity chromatography is simple. One has to only load your sample, wash the unreacted molecules and collect the desired one by altering the binding conditions. So this will enable the purification of the molecules in a single step. I must say that if you have any bench problem, kindly contact me at my email ysrajput_rajput@redifmail.com. I must also thank those who have helped me in preparing this module on the affinity chromatography, all my support staff and the technical staff who have helped in whatever way for making this module a presentation, so that you will be able to enrich your knowledge in the field of chromatography and particularly the affinity chromatography.